Hey, what is up there, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of It's Elementary, where we take elementary school lessons and subjects and we break them down. We break them down in a way in which everybody can understand. You know what? Whether you are 4 years old or 40 years old, we're sure you'll be able to understand. Oh, you know what? Guys, today I actually want to tell you all about a story. There once was a guy named Mr. Johnson, and he became an apex legend. The end. Yeah, I really didn't tell you that much. I don't know about you, but a story like that is missing so much. Let's just talk about everything that you need to make a great story. The elements of a story. Whoa! Okay, so there are 5 elements to a story. So you got to make sure that whenever you're writing, whenever you're creating something, you got to make sure that you have these 5 parts. Now, the first part is the characters. Now, characters is super simple because characters is just what you kind of imagine. It's basically the people in the story, who the story is about. Not just the people, but it can be the animals or even things. And the second thing is settings. Now, settings is basically where the story takes place. I mean, is it taking place in the North Pole? Is it taking place out on a rainy day? Out on a rainy day? Is it taking place in your living room or bathroom? Did you go to the mall? You know, your story may have several different settings. It's not just one place. So Johnson asked Rafe and Mirage to train him. So they took him to the dojo of Apex Legends. And there I trained inside of the dojo. And after day 7 of my training had complete, I was ready. And I went to the Palace of Bloodhound for my final challenge. Okay, so now the story is getting interesting. See, now we went to the palace, I went to the dojo. You see what happens when you add characters and settings and you put these elements in the story. This is getting interesting. Oh, but there is something else, because the next thing and the next element you're gonna need in your story is the conflict. Now, the conflict is the issue or the problem. What did the main character have to face or overcome? What did he have to triumph against? What tribulations and trials and stumbling blocks were probably in his way? What is the issue that he has to make sure he either defend or become victorious? What's the problem? Whenever you're creating a story, sometimes when the main character has to face something and overcome something or become greater, that makes your story so much better. So he went over to Bloodhound's palace, and there he met Bloodhound. And Bloodhound let him know that if he wanted to become an Apex Legend, he would have to face him, and he would have to become victorious. The problem is that Johnson knew that he was no match for Bloodhound, who had had years and years of experience. Johnson felt like all hope was gone. This is getting sad. Okay, it's so sad. Ain't the story getting a lot more interesting now? That leads me to our next thing, our next element, which is the plot. The plot is the events that take place in the story, from the beginning to the middle and to the end. The plot lets you know that you need to remind you that, hey, you need to have events in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Now, there are certain elements of a plot, but we won't discuss this in this video. So then, while Johnson was sitting there sad, about to face Bloodhound, he heard a voice in his head, and it was Rafe telling him
that he can do it. That it's not about being strong or fast. It's about enduring. Everyone that endured till the end will be a winner.
So Johnson fought and fought and fought, and he fought. And he fought for hours against Bloodhound, being knocked down but constantly getting back up. Finally, the match was over, and Bloodhound had won. But Bloodhound told him that he passed the test because he never gave up and he endured. The theme. What is the message? Theme means, what is the message of the story? What are you trying to get your reader to understand? Whenever you're writing, ask yourself, why did I write this? And that right there is your theme. The theme of my story was never give up and always endure. And I hope that this episode helps you become a absolutely phenomenal storyteller, a story writer. I hope you create stories and movies and shows and just poems that make people be like, wow, that was amazing. So I will see you all in another episode. Go check out some of our other educational episodes. Get a little smarter, get a little brighter. And as always, K-5, keep it positive. I will see y'all in the very next video. Because for now, we did it. We did it.